want you to find whatever your heart needs. I want you to move to Cali.
Once you already do something, you kind of we don't like repeating ourselves very much, so we try to
And
keep
after
it
you
fresh.
play 1,000+ shows together, you start having new ideas, new perspectives, and you start to learn each other's sensibilities a little bit more too.
I want you to go out there and find somebody.
We basically just tried to do whatever we wanted.
Yeah.
I mean, we were all in record labels that just kind of didn't really help our careers out, being signed and listening to what people older than us were saying, and so we decided to do it our way, and we've been pretty much trying to do that ever since.
African drums shift over.
And a lot of dead technology,
Yeah.
like harmonize, like just weird harmonizer, old '80s rock gear and stuff like that. Stuff that people use plugins, but you just kind of tweak until you get it.
Feelings that I know you never felt.
I don't know. I've been doing it since I was like 7.
I'm gonna guess you were singing like a Bob Dylan song.
Yeah, I probably was.
I hope not.
No, I was singing a song I wrote.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I do that a lot.
Living in an Orange.
Yeah, I would sing songs like "Living in an Orange" and a bunch of other tracks. No one will ever hear, God will.
I want you to keep them like a secret.
When we first started out, because of our location, we were playing there was a point where we were playing San Diego, Orange County, and LA every week, and nobody knew who we were, so we could just keep showing up to these shows and getting on bills and stuff. And I'd be sleeping in my van. I'd drive the gear back, and I'd find a nook in my van to sleep in and wake up and go to work. But we just kept at it in the local markets until our friends were like, "Hey, they're good and they play a lot and people like them, so let's take them on tour." And they did, and we got a booking agent, and then we've been on tour ever since. I mean, this is the biggest tour that we've ever done, and it's going so well. The fact that Metro here sold out is such a treat, and the East Coast is going, and that's been so fun.
Past my outstretched arms.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care how many records we sell as long as we're progressively getting bigger and more people are coming to the show. The show is the most important thing. I mean, making music and making a record facilitates the show, but that's the ultimate goal, is to get people to come out and to really enjoy it. So.
And that's where we feel our music comes most to life. But it's also about putting on a good show, sounding good, and we're taking that more and more seriously. Kelly spent the last 2 months building this light rig that we've been able to. He built it so we can break it down into smaller pieces for smaller venues and bigger things for bigger venues. But it's we take it really seriously.
Know my heart will fight until it's night.
The first vocals of our EP
With a sock.
is an SM57 and a sock over it, and me drunk as shit just screaming into the mic. And I was like, "It's a pop filter," and I was like, "I don't care if it bleeds. Let's let this
Rolling around
let it
on
bleed."
the ground.
Even before Delta Spirit, when Matt and I used to play in a band in high school, I remember the coolest drum sounds we got was a 57 on the kick and a 57 kind of sideways on the snare, just 57s always.
Yeah, you can't have rock and roll without an SM57 actually.
I'm using Beta 56As for my vocals.
You're doing the percussion stuff, yeah.
Yeah, so I have a 56A there and on my piano, so I mean, it sounds awesome.
We have the ribbons on the guitars too.
They sound great.
Best thing ever.
Our sound guy was raving about just the new level of consistency of using the same mics every night at shows and how it's made things so much simpler. So he's really stoked about it.
Yeah.
I get bummed out at a lot of venues sometimes during sound check. I don't even want to sound check sometimes because it sounds so horrible, and then you throw some ears in and you're golden, and now I can actually sound check and not get really bummed.
Yeah, I don't see myself going back.
Also, the new album, we have a lot more loops and samples and stuff, so it's made it possible to be able to play along with those without being on a click and to be tighter because of that, instead of us losing it in a bad monitoring system.
I think it was almost the first couple months.
Yeah.
I think we knew that we had something sweet, and I think we just kind of went with it. And we would just go to Kelly's studio and steal his parents' wine and just record. And seriously, it was just like the best thing. We'd just be in the studio nonstop, just putting down song after song and then playing as much as we possibly could.
I think when we sold out Bowery Ballroom, that's always like we're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
That was awesome. We have a great publishing company out of B&G, and they love our music and love sending it to people, and we love having our music on TV. And you know,
There's no reason not to love it.
Yeah,
You know, your
it's
music
awesome.
is being heard. If you get bummed about like some 13-year-old girl hearing your music on, you know, some stupid TV show, it's like you're a dumbass. Like, she should like your music. you
Yeah.
know?
And we've had some cool moments, like obviously the Friday Night Lights moment. After none of us watched that show before, and then after that, all of us got it. Well, most of us got into it at least. But so it's cool to have those kind of moments.